end of times are coming. The Wizard Tower report disturbances in the abyss. Missing persons report are on the rise, and citizens all over the world are claiming to have seen monsters. The kind you only hear of in stories or beer-fueled tales. Introducing Deadman Mode Apocalypse. Deadman is a base level in a seasonal game mode with PvP enabled almost everywhere. XP rates are increased, loot is more plentiful, and there'll always be a chance for you to meet an untimely end and lose it all. Now, the difference between this Deadman mode and Deadman mode that have happened in the past, Apocalypse is going to be more or less where we are fighting phases at the end. Deadman Mode Apocalypse is a brand new Deadman mode seasonal, which pits adventurers against hordes of bosses and each other in brutal breaches and unpredictable PvP combat. Every day at regular intervals, breaches appear around Gielinor. Think of a breach like a tear or a gap in Gielinor's reality. Breaches can crop up in any dangerous areas in the world, meaning anywhere PvP is enabled. Once a breach appears, boss monsters will begin pouring through and into the real world. The likes of the King Black Dragon, or even Tizak Jad, might find themselves wreaking havoc on Barbarian Village, or skulking the wilderness north of the Great Exchange. And it's up to us to close these breaches and put these monsters down. Output enough damage and you'll earn yourself the chance of scoring some exclusive, extremely powerful loot along with vast quantities of regular loot. So it's in your best interest to gear up and get blasting those bosses, or to put other players in the dirt to improve your odds at coming out on top. While these regular breaches certainly need tending to, they're more than manageable for large groups of adventurers. Alarmingly, the Doomsayer believes there will come a time when these breaches burst into all across Gielinor with absolutely no sign of stopping. With annihilation seemingly inevitable, it's up to us to do everything in our power to go down in history books. Keep an eye out for breaches and put a stop to hordes of bosses making their way into Gielinor. Will you take out the bosses for points and incredible loot, or will you take out the players of the breach and take their loot instead? Not just brackets, they said. They said it's time to bring in sigils all over again. We're looking at a league at PvP terms. It's something we've been waiting for, guys. I don't know about you, but as some guy who loves watching and playing in the PvP areas, it's just a whole nother game. Defeat NPCs or trade with other players via the Grand Exchange to earn powerful sigils. Sigils provide game-changing effects to combat, skilling, and or utility, and allow you to customize your loadout to experience familiar content in fresh ways. Death is not the end. We've removed the 3 life system and introduced improved starter packs to help you get back on your feet no matter which combat bracket you're in. Sigils provide game-changing effects to combat, skilling, and or utility, and allow you to customize your loadout to experience familiar content in fresh ways. Now, alongside the brackets and the sigils, they'll be adding in a new weapon tier. The new weapon tier is considered blighted. So you'll be seeing things like the blighted T-bow, you'll be seeing the blighted scythe, the blighted dragon claws. Death is not the end. We've removed the 3 life system and introduced improved starter packs to help you get back on your feet no matter which combat bracket you're in. Why should you play Deadman Mode Apocalypse? Well, for starters, how about a $25,000 prize pool? Win real-life cash prizes for being the last survivor dealing the most damage during the finale, or being entered in the raffle. Depends on how many points you've earned. $500 will go to whoever dealt the most damage to bosses during the finale on each of the 5 worlds, totaling $2,500. Then $500 will go to the last surviving player at the end of the finale on each of the 5 worlds, totaling another $2,500. The remaining $20,000 will be split into 40 prizes, worth $500 each, and distributed among players who achieve the highest point tiers. This point system has a reward-based system. It's very similar to how they did it in the Fresh Start worlds. Play your way and earn points in a brand new achievement system where you're rewarded for progressing however you please. Progress through to higher combat bracket worlds at increased XP rates for increased rewards and automatic quest unlocks, or stick to a limited build and become infamous by dominating a lower bracket. Boosted XP rates, we'll be looking at a 10% multiplier, all the way up until level 71. 71, your combat multiplier will jump to 15. Wrestle with mortality and fight to become the last player standing at the end of the world. as a deadly fog and endless stream of monsters force adventurers to make their final stand against Oblivion. To those who are expecting a long wait, we regret to inform you that Deadman Mode Apocalypse begins in 2 months. Get ready.